How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the T&CO Trading YouTube channel, and welcome back to episode, I believe it's 3 now, of our chart analysis videos. So last week was a little bit of a quiet week for us. I think we had 3 trades, 2 of them hit break even, and Euro USD was the one, I think it made like 1.5% profit, so a fairly slow week. And by judging by the charts, it seems like it's going to be another slow week this week. But let's not waste any time. Let's jump right on the charts and let's run through a couple pairs. So now you should be able to see my my screen. So let's start with pound New Zealand. So on the weekly chart, you can see how we had this head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, and this right shoulder, and we've broken right through weekly resistance of 2.030. So what I'm looking for here, a little pullback. You can also see on this weekly chart this outer trend line. So it seems like the bears are in full control now, breaking through 2 key levels, the trend line and the weekly resistance. So what I'm going to be looking for here is a pullback into this area to retest the weekly resistance, and this to make this third touch of this trend line as well. Sorry guys if I'm looking down just on my screen, it's probably not the best angle, but first time using the camera, so we'll make do for now. Yeah, so I'm looking for this third touch and retest this weekly resistance and the back end of this trend line. So as I said, we normally carry on the move from Friday on Monday, so I'm expecting a little bit of a push down. Let's see what lines up here. Yeah, so we might push into this area, and we might come up and hopefully test this 38.2. So give us a nice 4 confluences there to take a short to the downside. And you can see once again the extension lined up with our monthly support. So yeah, nice and simple, easy price action, just lining things up as I always say. Try and keep your charts as clean as possible. It helps you have a clear mind and makes things so much easier. So that's pound New Zealand. So moving on to pound yen. This one's a little bit tricky because of the weekly candle close. You can see the rejection to the downside, but we are below our weekly, let's change that, resistance of 133. So I'm expecting a little bit of a push down from this area at least, but because of the weekly chart, we could potentially just have a look at the monthly. Yeah, see, look at this monthly with this pin bar on the monthly, last monthly candle. So we might be having a push to the downside here before then longer term pushing back up to these levels. See, we've got this trend line, might eventually make our way up to there. So very short term, I'm looking for a little bit of a push down. So you've got this Fibonacci here, this third touch of this trend line, and maybe test the weekly resistance again. So back up to these areas, and then target in these extensions before then the bigger push to the upside. So yeah, that's pound yen. So guys, moving on to CAD yen. So I predicted this nicely last week. I said we're going to pop into this zone and take out this low and this low, which we did perfectly. But you can see you don't want to be entering along after this bearish candle. So I was waiting for a few more rejections to this area before taking the long, but it just moved away too quick. But I don't think this is going to just move off like this yet. I think we're going to have another push into this area, this zone or monthly support. And you can see we've got a left shoulder, inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, and to make this right shoulder as well, before then making this longer term push to the upside. See, we've got this, just line this up a bit better. See, we closed perfectly on the 78.6 last week, so I'll be looking to target a pullback into these areas, target this weekly resistance of 80. So yeah, nice and simple again, inverse head and shoulders, break out of this inner trend line, retest it, retest monthly support, and make this inverse head and shoulders. Complete this pattern with this right shoulder. So guys, our last pair is Aussie New Zealand. So it's only 4 pairs that I'm looking at this week. Potentially going to be a quiet week, as I said, but you're going to need that one trade to make a nice like 5% return. So there's no point rushing or looking for trades that don't look too good. So starting with the weekly chart, you can see the week before last week, we had this let's clear this off. We had this nice pin bar, this shooting star, and we've had this it's not so strong but still a shooting star off these rejections. You see that, and you can see everything else lines up perfectly. Let's run through it. So point 1, point 2, we made this point 3 of this trend line. We've got this Fibonacci as well. Ooh. Let's get that again. So point 1, point 2. And see we closed perfectly on the 78. Let's delete this smaller fib to make things clearer. So the 78 lines up perfectly with the weekly resistance. So we've got 2 confluence on that area. And let's drop down to the lower time frames. So we've got this inner counter trend line. It's not so strong because it's an inner trend line, and it's quite steep. So we've broken out of that on the 4 hour. So I'm looking for price to come back into these areas. You can see everything lines up once again. You've got this this small trend line, point 1, point 2, looking for point 3, retest the back end of this trend line, test 78.6 on the daily fib again, because normally we test the Fibonacci levels like 2 or 3 times, not just once and then like move away straight away. So I'm going to be looking for this pullback, and you can see they don't have to be perfectly, but there's still a head and shoulders here. So left shoulder, head, come up with a right shoulder. Might even make this smaller Fibonacci on the lower time frames. See that, 61.8. So this area here is definitely going to be an area I'm going to be looking for shorts. Nice 30 pip or so. Target these lows over here. So what I'm going to do, just clear off the analysis, just set some alerts in these areas. Guys, I've noticed the less you look at your charts as well, the better you perform. So if you can, I'd advise you to upgrade your TradingView or whatever platform you can, and just set alerts and let it go and just wait for the alerts to pop up on your phone. It's definitely made me trade a lot better. But yeah, that's it guys. There's only 4 pairs there, but as I said, you only need that one trade to make bank if you like. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, give it a like, don't forget to subscribe, and next week I'm going to try and do like a live trade for you from like start to finish, like working out my risk, putting the trade on and how I manage it and stuff like that. So let me know if you want to see that in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.